We are up here at the gate of Mr. Houghton Brown in Greenvale District in Bull Bay, St. Andrews, where we will be having a short documentary done on his bee and grape farm.
Yeah, I planted this grape here 4 years ago, 25 years now, and this grape will right back, down back, go 3 chins back, so. And it is putting on flowers as a preparing ripe grapes. This is one of the main root, and there are many other roots that are here, similar to this. 9 roots now, but this is one of the champion root. There are 2 champion roots like this. There's a lot of purpose, a lot of food into it. You can make jam, you can make jello, you can make natural grape juice, you can make wine, etc.
What color grape is this, Mr. Brown?
Purple.
Oh, this is, but it started off as green.
Yeah, it started off green. That's right, it's purple.
Okay.
What you are seeing now is Mr. Brown taking us underneath the apron, where you will see a magnificent view of the grape in its quantity.
When you come to this farm, you don't want to leave. It's cool, it's quiet, you have the fragrance from the plants, flower. It's like more than home, like a garden. When you come here, you don't want to leave.
So all those grapes, we are taking the camera, we are filming all those grapes underneath there, and it's not very tall. It's just about 8 or so feet underneath that, and it's so cool underneath it, as Mr. Brown has explained earlier. And it's heavily there. The fruits are heavily underneath there, as you can see. Every section of the vines are grapes that are started to ripe, grapes that are picked, grapes that are young, and it's still blossoming at the same time as we continue up the rocks. You can see the rocks, and it's very rocky. It's very rocky. And all I can say to you is that it's a beautiful sight, and it's heavily bare. I'm trying to give you as much detail as I possibly can about the place so you can feel it. And look at that bunch there. It is so getting very ripe. We are now going up to this another section of the farm, and you can see me having a taste of the grapes and how wonderful it really tastes. You know, just pick it right off the vine and just eating it just like that. And it's beautiful. It's just so wonderful. You know, I have never actually seen a grape in this kind of manner, so huge in size. As he said, he wants to show this to the whole world so they can come in and also can come and buy from him. You know, and he himself eating it and feeling so wonderful about it. You can see the big smile on his face during the time when one of his friends, you know, were picking grapes as they were having such fun. And this is Miss Imogen, the one who had introduced me to Mr. Brown during that time. And she is picking some ripe ones, not extremely ripe, but you can see that they are having really fun in doing this, and he's just feeling so wonderful knowing that the grapes, you know, has been in such abundant, right? So believe me, it's a great harvest. It's a great harvest. And they are now, you can see they are walking, they are coming down the rocks. As I said earlier, it's very rocky, very huge rocks, and you just have to be careful as we are filming. Coming down now, you can see the beehive, right? He also produces honey, and you will see the boxes with the honey, the bees, and believe me, He said that the bees, they travel like 60 miles per hour, so you cannot stand long inside their vicinity. You got to get out of their homes as quickly as possible, or else they're gonna come charging into you, and you don't want that, because they may just come on you, and what you're gonna do is brush them off, and you may just get stung by the bee. Right? And here you can see a section of the box where the bees are, right inside that section there. So it's a farm of bees, and mostly though it's a grape, the grape in abundance, I'm telling you. See him walking up the hill. He's showing, actually what you're looking at over there is the top of the grape, where the grape, you know, the whole section has come over to the other side of the hill, and we are now on the side of the hill, so we take a good view of over where they overhanging the grapes. As we asked him, you know, what he planned to do, and this was some of his stories that he gave, that he wanted to expand, and way up what you're looking is where he's now trying to get the expansion of the grape that he harvesting at the moment. You know, you can see us having a peep at the side while the cameraman was just viewing over the top, over the side of the farm.
I need to extend the farm to an acre and a half to 2 acres up each side here. As soon as I can make some capital, the money to buy and produce.
There he was just explaining to you, you know, how much he want to go way up another 2 or so acres.
So hopefully better, larger farm next year, more grape next year. The about 25 years to be reaping grape here and selling to Jamaica. Eating Jamaica, drink Jamaica, live Jamaica.
You know, over the hill. And he actually started to burn the land already. And wanted to, just according to him, he wants some catch, you know, so he can go. So anywhere you are, you can find Mr. Brown.
As far as you can see though, half acre grape. It takes 9 roots to cover the area. And we go more by years old now. But this is only 5 years old, so we have this here. I would make anything drop together like last year. Last year I let it list. But this year I will sell it. I also eat it in Jamaica. Anywhere where I want it. I think it's the best quality we have here. When you go to the rock stone, you get a special vitamin.
And you can see now that is the top of the house, his house, where the grape has taken over a section of the house. After touring his farm, I sat down with him on a rock and we started to have a discussion. I wanted to know where he get his start, who helped him to start this farm, and what time, what year did he start this farm, so he could now become the type of farmer that he is in this section of St. Andrews.
How did you actually get into farming, and at what age you started farming?
So I was age 72 when I started this farm. 25 years old since I started having this farm. Early on, I was a farm like planting yams and catch crop, other places. So 50% of the time I do farming, agriculture, and I do carpentry otherwise. But I put on the carpet now, too young for that.
So actually, how did you actually get into the farming of grape?
There's a gentleman who is not with us any longer, doing it to plant. We all know him. He was a farmer member of Parliament for East Rural St. Andrew, but he's been resigned and retired from active life and from among us. Down, not to come back. His name is Yvette.
Okay.
He buy many plants and give it away around here to people to plant. Some didn't occupied. Some straight away to die, some eat animal with it. But I exercise this is a blessing I get. This is a gift.
Okay.
Hold it as I hold my goal in my hand.
And this actually go like a section of the Bible where, you know, the master used to give seeds out
Right.
to different people, and some throw it away, it fall here, it fall there.
Right.
But you take your talent
Put it together.
and put it together
Yeah.
and create this. How big farm this is?
Half acre or more.
Goodness. And you did it, you know, by yourself, or you get
When I don't
help?
get a loan, I get a little help from
Yes.
friends and stuff. But I don't get a loan. I was spending over $30,000 a year to buy pets and rentiers. Barbed wire, to get water here,
Yes.
going. So if I get some money off on the farm, I want to extend it beyond, as far as I can reach. So we can cut tons of repair.
Okay.
And supply around here to the people who want it.
Yes. All right, that's wonderful and good news. So, you know, in the next couple of years, you will be extending the farm, hopefully.
Certainly.
You know, if God give you that strength.
I hope you have the strength to prepare for me now.
And what you would like to say, you know, to people right now who don't know about this farm or want to come to the farm,
Yeah.
what would the advice would you give to them?
Good. I need them to purchase the food and exercise it and make something out of it. So we can have a job continue going on. So we can employ people and employ myself be better. And the more we have to sell, the more money I make.
Mr. Brown is not hard to find. Help him to keep his project alive. It's a worthwhile project and he needs our support. He will get a change and he's coming up because of the final section of his interview. He's so proud. He's so proud about his farm and the grape.
Yes, Mr. Brown, following from what you were saying up by the top, you know, concerning your farm and the years, you know, that you have here and what you have cultivated over the years. But your main objective now is the farm that you have running, the grape farm. Right, and what is your plans other than farming? How do you get your products out?
Well, I think I need support. I think I may need crates and material to deliver to whoever they want to buy. They may want to come here, whatever it is cost. But my main objective is sell the product. Sell it.
And you don't actually have a market, direct market for your product yet?
One little market, a lady in her kitchen doing jam.
Okay.
She says to me, it's wonderful.
Okay.
People who took it smile. And they will supply, but I don't think she got it much. The guy wants to from the plate here.
Yes.
Yeah. So over the many.
You have phone numbers that you know they can have?
I have phone number. And I can let it out.
Yes, man. Give your phone number.
It's 422-6194.
Repeat.
422-6194.
Right, and that is Mr. Brown's number, where you can contact him anytime, morning, noon, or night.
Night. Oh, I don't sleep all night. I wake up at 10 o'clock in the night, 10, 11. I wake up at 4:35.
Have any, you know, other, you know, people like higglers ever come to you and request from you any pieces, any pounds, any?
Yeah, I was right, take 10 pounds, some take 5 pounds, and they said it's nice. And they supply a weekend with 5 pounds, some take, but I afford 2 pounds
Okay.
a weekend. And they keep asking, you don't want some more.
Okay.
Now grape, you know, until December, January.
Okay.
After that's over.
Okay, so how many times per year do you have harvest?
You can get 3 harvests from now to December.
Okay.
And it is flowering now, it will flower in late October to December.
All right. And when the harvest is finished now, when the actually fruit starts again?
Well, a plum I prune the vines in early spring,
All right.
and then start to flower by April. I start to put on grains by May, and goes on.
Oh. So, and from there now we start to blossom again.
Blossom again during bearing. And see you're cutting grapes, putting on young grapes, putting on flower.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I see what you mean. So for the next, you would say about 8 months of continuous growth.
Right.
You know, from blossom to full.
Yeah.
Okay.
This year January is great at 20 pounds. It was in the winter, which is not really great time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's quite productive.
Okay.
Quite
Okay.
productive.
Well, this is where we are. We are in Greenvale. Greenvale.
Right.
Okay, Greenvale View, Bulldale, in St. Andrews, 9 Mile St. Andrews. And we are going out now at Mr. Brown's private farm.
Yeah.